Already forget again. You forgot again. Is in the class.
No.
It's at home. Okay.
Sorry.
Just bring it to me on Monday. Okay, are we ready? We'll need somebody to pray for us. Okay. Shh.
Không bao giờ xưa nó mà lên quá đâu bà cho này nha tự nhiên bà rồi để thoa chu gì ba ở qua đâu bà lên về phía ít gì quay rồi để bị shot qua đâu bà như thế qua bang ta cái bắt đầu mà là cái bang gì qua bang kia ít cái gì rồi
Amen.
Okay, you may begin.
Hello everyone. Hello. This is group 3 and the last group to present history. And our group name is, as you see, Giant Monster. And we all are like Giant Monster. So whatever we were present about Egypt, ancient Egypt. I want to ask you that what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word Egypt?
Pyramid
Pyramids,
Yeah.
Pharaoh,
Moses.
desert
desert, Cleopatra. What about Cleopatra?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever, let's start our presentation. Okay, I'm going to present about the ancient Egypt geographical factors. Ancient Egypt geographical factors was defined by the Nile River. This is the Nile River, and as you see, it is surrounding desert and the Nile Delta, which is significantly shaped its civilization. And the Nile provided fertile land through annual flooding and provide water for agricultural and also for transportation route. And the Nile Delta, where the rivers branched into the Mediterranean Sea. This is Mediterranean Sea, and was the most fertile area, supporting dense population and major cities. Here are a lot of major cities on the Delta land, Delta map. And the desert. The deserts, both east and west, were offered natural resources like stone for building pyramids or other buildings, and while also acting as barriers against invaders. Okay, let's go to another topic. It's Egyptian societies. The Egyptian society was structured with pharaoh at the top, followed by officials, priests, soldiers, scribes, merchants, craftsmen, and finally farmers and slaves. The pharaoh at the top was the ruler, considered divine and the ultimate authority. And the officials, who were the pharaoh's advisor and second in command. And priests also often held significant power and influence. And the soldiers played a dual role in warfare and seeing constructions projects. And the scribes, they were highly educated and crucial for administration. And here is the merchants. They were skilled workers who craft goods and engaged in trade. And the craftsmen were essential in building like temples, tombs, and other manufacturing building that pyramids. And the last and the largest group in the ancient Egypt was the farmers and slaves. They are primarily involved in the agriculture and constructions. with slaves often being prisoners of war. Okay, next. As for me, I'm going to talk about classification of early Egyptian history. Early Egyptian history is divided into three main periods. They are the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and New Kingdom. The Old Kingdom was ruled by 6 dynasties by Pharaoh and is also called the Age of Pyramid. Because of the construction of a large number of pyramids by Pharaoh, and Khufu and Khafra became famous as builder of pyramids. Here, Khufu and Khafra. In this period, Pharaoh was the head of state and he was also God, king, high priest, and secretary. Here, Pharaoh. Imhotep was famous in architect, engineer, and physician in this period. The capital city of Egypt was Memphis. And the Middle Kingdom. The Middle Kingdom is also called the Age of Feudalism. In this period, power of Pharaoh gradually declined and the noble gained importance and power. About 2050 BC, a priest of the best renewed and restore law and order in the Carthage and Thebes became capital city. Later, Hyksos conquered Egypt and ruled Egypt for nearly 200 years. And the Egyptians at the most were able to drive out this foreigner and re-establish the rule of imperium. And the last kingdom is the New Kingdom, which is also called Imperial Age. In this kingdom, the early Egyptians reached the height of a great power and glory. Imhotep was transferred early Egypt kingdom into an empire. After he died, the next great ruler, Thutmose I, also extended his authority to some part of Asia. And Queen Hatshepsut was the first woman ruler to govern an extensive empire in world history. And Ramses II, the last greatest pharaoh, his history was the longest. After the death of Ramses II, early Egypt lost her empire and glory. Thank you. I will continue your talk about their economy, life, and contribution to civilization. This picture is how they trade and transport goods for their economy. First, I will talk about their economic life. The majority of the early Egyptians were engaged in agriculture. They raised crops of wheat, vegetables, flax, and fruits. They raised flax to produce textile and populous wool used for writing. They learn several arts for metal. They learn several of metal from bronze. They also learn arts to make beautiful jewelry, furniture, and water glass. They export grains, furniture, beautiful jewelry, and water. Then import gold, silver, tin for their neighbor country. The next topic is contribution to their civilization. They were the first that gives the world material things like paper, pen, and ink. Then devised calendar. They invented sandal, water clocks, and hourglass. They made medicine and surgery.
I will present about the ancient Egypt religion and architecture. The early ancient Egyptian was very religious and they worshipped many gods, and some god was like human animal form. In early of their civilization, they worshipped both nations like sun, river, and animal. Later on, each city has a special god that they pray to. One of the most important god for ancient Egyptian was sun god Ra. They believe that he gave them life and light. And the next important god was Osiris, who was the son of sun god Ra. There is the sun god Ra. There is the Osiris, son of Ra. The another important god was Happy, who was the god of the night. Since the river Nile was important to the life of Egypt, they worship Happy. The next slide is about art and architecture of Egyptian. The ancient Egyptian was loved art architecture very much, and they also a great builder, and they built amazing temple, tomb, and pyramid. Among the temple was known for their beautiful construction. This is the temple of ancient Egyptian. This temple was still famous today. Among the town, the Egyptian king another was bringing a special tomb. One of the most famous tomb was belonged to Pharaoh Tutankhamun, who became king at a young age and also died at a young age. Thank you.
Mm.